don't believe this. The world's gone nuts.
I know.
First Cruz gets nailed for a murder he don't commit, and now they're trying to pin another one on him. What is this?
Meanwhile, the man who committed both murders is being totally ignored by the police.
Would you tell me, are they blind or what?
Yeah, and we might as well be. I mean, we know it was Nicholas, but we can't do anything about it because we still can't prove it.
This one is for Elena Nicholas.
Gosh, Cruz. We're all full of holes.
Sort of like those stories you used to tell us in the trial. They didn't work then, and they're not going to work now. And this time, Idен gets to go along to the burial with you. Come in.
I just want to give you an update on this, sir. So far, all we know is that this character means society or organization, and this one means cherry blossom.
Cherry Blossom Society. So what you're telling me is that Dr. Schatz was murdered by an Oriental Garden Club?
Well, forensics thinks it's some kind of code name. We'll keep at it.
All right, you do that. This one's for me.
Oh, thanks. This is good coffee, darling.
Boiling water is one of my specialties. Frankly, I don't know how you've gotten along without me.
Well, I actually haven't. What are you doing with that?
This is not something I like looking at first thing in the morning.
What's wrong?
I don't know, it makes me nervous.
Once we figure out what it means, it's going to give us the key to Elena's murder.
I hope so.
You know, when we first saw it in the hotel room, I wasn't quite sure. Having seen it again, scrawled like a warning on Dr. Schott's wall, there ain't no doubt in my mind.
You know, I wish I could believe that. We're going to solve this.
Well, sure, baby, we are going to solve it. Once that happens, we'll be able to go home and live like human beings again.
I don't know if I want to go home. With all the unfairness out there.
Well, the only unfairness is really on the part of that one sad man, sick man, really. Once I clear myself, he won't be able to touch me again.
Why don't we not go back anyway? Why don't we build a house in a cave? And we can catch fish every night at dinner.
Who's gonna cook the fish?
Oh, now, come on. Boiling water is hard enough. Don't rush me.
I know. Tell you the truth, it's tempting. But there's something going on in Santa Barbara we can't close our eyes to. I mean, I can't believe that someone else actually got killed over this. Someone's got to put a stop to it. And who's going to do that? If we turn away.
Hello. No, Mrs. Capwell can't come to the phone right now. She'll have to call you back. What travel arrangements? All right, yes, I'll tell her. Someone just called for you. I didn't know if you were up, so I told them I'd have you call them back.
Who was it?
You know, darling, it was a very strange feeling, not knowing whether my wife was awake or still asleep in bed. But then I guess that's what you have to get when you have someone sleeping in the guest room. Don't stay in the guest room again tonight. I missed you and I needed you.
Who called, Cece?
Mrs. Watkins, I think. She said something about travel arrangements. You going away? Where?
Doesn't matter. I'm going.
Sophia, what?
I don't want to discuss it. I don't want to defend it. But I've got to get away.
When?
Probably sometime at the end of the day she's making the arrangements.
Can't believe it. Were you ever going to tell me about it?
I would have left you a note.
You were going to leave me a note. Oh, wonderful. That's terrific.
It's a lot more than you have given me these last couple months when you have been going God knows where and lying about where you've been and what you've been doing.
Oh, crying out loud. I told you 1,000 times I did it to protect you.
And I don't want to hear it again. Don't you understand that's the idea? We are past the point of communication. That's why it's time for us to get some distance.
Now, of all times, with what is going on with Eden and Cruz, with this psychiatrist thing, she is implicated too, you know, Eden is.
Cece, I've already contacted Kane. He's going to get in touch with Eden, tell her where I am as soon as he can so I can help her if she needs anything. In the meantime, I'm going to do exactly what I've been doing here, which is worrying myself to death, and that I can do anyway.
I'm worrying too. Don't you think it's eating me alive? I can't handle it alone, though.
You have chosen in the last couple of months to handle everything alone. So I'm not going to buy into this helpless act.
How long are you going to be gone?
I don't know.
Coming back.
I don't know that either.
God, Sophia.
I
really...
can't tell you anything right now except I have to be alone. The only thing I know right now is if I don't leave this house today, I don't think you and I have any hope.
Well, I'm not going to go to work either. I'll just stay here with you.
Oh, baby, no, go ahead. No, why both of us sit around here and panic? And besides, Osmond will have a fit if we miss the meeting.
Osmond, I don't give a damn about him. He's got no right to demand that we go. And anyway, technically, you and I were still on our honeymoon. Hmm?
Yeah.
So who is this Dr. Schotz cat anyway? I mean, what were they doing in his office?
I don't know. I wish you would just contact us somehow.
Well, maybe Eden's managed to get in touch with your parents by now.
Well, then I'll go over there and find out while you're at work. Let's do that.
Do you want me to go with you?
No, I'm fine.
You sure?
Yeah, thanks.
Guess who that was on the phone?
Well, I didn't even hear it ring.
Justine Forsyth. She's on the board for the symphony. I thought it was too late, but she's managed to get us tickets for the rest of the season. A special box for the three of us. 4, actually, if one of us wants to bring a guest. And you know what they're doing the week after next? My favourite Stravinsky. Isn't that marvellous?
Yeah, that's very nice, yes.
Don't you like Stravinsky, Kelly?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I just have a lot on my mind this morning.
Oh, well, this should cheer you up. She also said the week after next there's going to be a gala symphony. White tie, the whole works. Do you know how long it is since I've been to anything as elegant as that?
Oi, you seem to be forgetting a small matter of our wedding just a little while ago.
Darling, that was completely different. You know what I mean. In fact, I'm going to have a dress designed specially by my dressmaker. And I'd love to have one designed for you, too, as well, Kelly.
Oh, Pamela, that won't be necessary. No.
Well, I'd love to. I can't wait to show off my son and my new lovely daughter-in-law. Won't you let me make a fitting for you, please?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to make a phone call real quick. Excuse me.
There's been some news about Cruz and Eden.
Oh? What's happened?
It's in all the papers.
Oh, I haven't even had a chance to look at the front page yet.
It's serious.
Oh, that explains it. I wondered what was wrong with the two of you.
Well, you might have asked.
Abracadabra. Everything you need is right there.
Okay, well, you haven't had a lot of time. Is there enough in here to totally disguise them both?
What do you think? Of course.
Okay, take it easy. I just wish they'd stay in the grotto. You know, but you know Cruz, he's gonna want to step up the investigation right away.
Does that mean he goes after St. Nicholas?
Well, that's what I intend to tell him to do.
Well, did you think he's gonna listen?
I don't know, he's resisted it all along, but with the second murder, you know, it's obvious that Nicholas killed Shots because he knew too much.
Absolutely.
Oh, damn it, Steve. Can I get out? Can I get out the kitchen?
Just go out there and tell the chef the process alone.
Hey! What do you think about your buddy boy? I mean, he's developing quite a track record here. I guess murder is sort of like anything else. Once you do it, it's just sort of easier and easier to do it again. What do you think?
Give me a break, Mr. D.A. He didn't kill the psychiatrist, you know that.
Well, no, not single-handedly. I think this time Clyde had a little help from Bonnie. You know about that?
I saw the movie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, then you remember that Clyde's inclination for murder had to do with his compensating for, how shall I put this, his lack of proficiency in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was Castillo's problem.
Pal, you know something? The only person with the problem here is you. You. It's called being obsessive-compulsive, being fixated on having it in with the same guy you've known ever since high school, when people were ready to vote you most likely to take a bribe. You just want to watch him suffer. Well, I'll tell you, that's not doing your job as a DA. That's something personal. And one of these days, I'm gonna prove it.
All right, who might want the tape of Elena's last session as much as we do?
You already know what I think.
Alex Nicholas?
The minute he saw me heading for that office, he was right behind me, following me like a little puppy dog with the same excuse. Oh, just visiting a friend. I mean, come on. He was afraid of what I would find. He was afraid the same way when I asked for Elena's address book.
So he was afraid. That isn't enough to pin this on him.
Yeah, I know that, but I have more. I mean, Alex Nicholas hated my father, maybe even more than Elena did. He tried to ruin my father financially when my father was distributing that serum.
Well, you weren't even here when that was going on. I don't see how it applies.
No,
really.
But I heard about it. Alex Nicholas hates my father. And when he found out that Daddy considered you a member of the family, well, I'm sure he thought, well, I could set this guy up for murder.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain why he would kill his own daughter.
Well, I think that Elena and Dr. Nicholas were in on this together, and that he realized that Elena was unbalanced. That she was going to blow the whole thing, and he had to kill her to protect himself.
No, baby, I just can't buy it. We saw the man when he testified at my trial. He was in pain.
There's pain in guilt.
And there's pain in loss. As sure as I'm standing here, I know that he would give anything to have his little girl back again. We were watching a father mourning his daughter.
We know now that he's not her real father.
He's the one who counted. He raised her. He brought her up since she was a little girl. I mean, that makes it real. Wait a second. She was the light of his life. The light went out. Pearl says he's been walking around town looking like a zombie ever since.
I think he's just terrified he's going to get caught.
Sorry. I know what it's like to go through that kind of a loss. I know what that is. It changes you. You can't help it. It takes every frame of reference you've been hanging on to and rips it out from under you. Terrified? You're damn right. You're terrified all the time. But it's not a matter of guilt. It's grief. The man's life is about grief.
There you are. I'm almost ready. I'll go drop you by your parents' place as soon as I'm finished.
No, I called and Daddy said he had to go to a conference meeting this morning, so I'll go over there later.
So I take it that he hasn't heard anything more about Cruz and Eden? Hey, look. They've beat the odds so many times before. I'm beginning to believe that they have some kind of guardian angel watching over them, huh?
Yeah, well, I hope this angel's willing to put in overtime.
Yeah, well, they've been keeping him pretty busy up until now.
Him?
Mm-hmm. I mean, all guardian angels are hymns. There's Michael the Archangel, all of them, all hymns.
Hymns?
Yeah.
Well, that was eons ago. I think, By now, the female angels have,
Eons.
Yeah.
Is this, would it be a little smile happening here, maybe? Huh?
Baby, I'm sorry if I was rude to your mother earlier.
It's okay, I'm sorry if she was insensitive. I mean, she gets on about things like the tickets, and then she somehow doesn't seem to realize that other people may not be as thrilled as she is, you know?
Well, I know. But, it was very nice of her to include us.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would have been happy if she had consulted with me first, and I'm sure you would have, too. I don't know, she's just, I guess she's just happy about being with her family. She wants to see everything, do everything that she's missed, you know, everything.
I know.
That doesn't mean that we have to let her lead us around by the hand. Listen, I want you to tell me and speak up if she tries to push you into anything, all right?
You are telling me to speak up? Jeffrey, since when have I needed prompting?
With me, never. I've got the scars to prove it. But, apparently you seem to think that my mother deserves a little more deference than I do.
Wait. Jeffrey, I want to make sure that we start off on the right foot, and I don't defer to anyone. Make me sound like a simpering phony.
Okay, whoa, bad choice of words. But all I'm saying is that my mother is not going to break if you speak your mind, okay?
Well, your mother breaking is the last thing I'm worried about.
What's that supposed to mean?
She's a very strong woman.
Strong or overbearing?
Don't put words in my mouth.
No, wait. If you really do mean that she's strong, then you're right. She is a very strong woman. She has done things that would have brought other people to their knees.
Jeffrey, what's happening? I don't want to fight with you.
Neither do I. Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look, just give your parents my love and let me know as soon as you hear anything about Cruz needed, all right? Okay. Bye.
What is it about you? Like a fight and you're not even here.
You know, it amazes me that you and the rest of Castillo's rooting section hold me responsible for putting him away. I mean, 12 other people and a judge share my belief.
Your belief? What belief? Come on. You don't believe that Cruz killed Elena any more than anybody else does. And he sure as heck didn't kill Dr. What was his name? Shots. You just want that to be true so you can close your eyes to the reality.
You know something? You should stay shucking oysters in the back room because as a detective philosopher, you are a joke, my friend.
Oh, is that right? Am I getting close to home? Is that what's happening with you?
You are from another world, Pearl. You and your earring. When was the last time anybody took you seriously? Tell me.
Oh, maybe now. Maybe you would take me seriously if I told you I was on to the real murderer.
What real murderer?
I'm not inclined to tell you at this point. But we're getting very, very close, Mr. DA. And when we do, we're going to blow you and your case wide out of the water. You see, me and my earring, we ain't as dumb as we look.
Well, since I can't get either of you to stay put, the least you could do is try not to be recognized.
What's in these?
I don't know, Pearl put them together, you know, the master of disguise himself.
Yeah, I bet there's a nose glass and a little mustache in here for me and a nice long blonde wig for you.
No, that would never, this is mine, I think. That would never work, you see, because then people would think that I was you, and that would wreck the whole plan.
I'm gonna ask you out on a date.
Well, it's good to see that both of you haven't let the threat of a sudden and violent death get to you.
What, you think we're being overconfident? It's a bluff, believe me.
No, I just think you need to watch your backs. This thing ain't over yet, okay?
We know that, Kane, but it does seem today there may be some daylight on the horizon.
You were damn lucky to get out of that doctor's office alive, which is more than you can say for him.
Oh, Kane, did we tell you about the symbol that we found on Dr. Schatz's wall?
Oh, yeah, it's that same crazy thing that found at Elena's apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a picture of it in the paper.
I'll tell you what, man, that thing is going to solve this mystery.
Well, we certainly don't need a road map, do we? Come on, we all know who the killer is.
If you're talking about Alex Nicholas, I'm not so sure we do.
Oh, for crying out loud. I mean, everything points to the man. It always has. Look, he is the man in the suit at the Laser Palace.
One problem. The man was not capable of killing that woman.
He did love her a lot. They were extremely close, Kane.
She was wacko. She was a psychotic. That does a lot for undercutting closeness, don't you think?
Weren't you the guy who told me that Nicholas himself, he never let himself see how crazy she really was?
Okay, maybe.
I mean, he was trying to reason with her until the very end, if I'm not mistaken.
Could he have been in on the plans with her?
Now, that's what I've been saying.
There's this thing I read about once called folie à deux. It's when two people get insanity together, like the flu. It explains why he's been acting the way he's been acting, why he's been trying to steal files, why he's been dodging Eden's questions. I mean, the man is a classic case of paranoia.
That seems to be true.
Well, what more evidence do you want?
I don't know. I just want more evidence. Everything we have now is circumstantial. And if you recall, that's the kind of evidence that got me convicted.
He had opportunity. And if she was as close to going off the edge into the stratosphere as we think, he had motive.
I can think of a couple people with stronger motives. Take you, for instance.
All right.
She took the most shattering event of your life and used it against you without a second thought. She held your experiences in Vietnam over you like a sword, man. She made you do any and every ugly thing she wanted. Think of, you had a pretty decent motive yourself, come to think of it.
Yeah, I suppose I did.
Yeah, I suppose you did. The woman tells you she's gonna take me away. You're in a wheelchair, you're half dazed from whatever you went through to get back to me. Maybe you thought her threat was for real. Maybe you thought she'd pull it off. It doesn't stretch my imagination too far to see you being desperate enough to take her out. Do I make my point?
I still think it was Nicholas, and we need to keep an eye on it.
Well, keep an eye on it. Talk to the man. Ask him questions, Kane. Do whatever you want, but do not harass him. Don't pull no dirty Harry.
I'm not gonna
Listen. He's been through enough, okay?
I won't touch him.
Good. As for me, I'm going to focus on this. I'm going to figure out where it came from and what the hell it's trying to say to us.
Kid, we just have to believe that no news is good news. They're probably back in hiding, and if they're smart, that's where they'll stay.
Daddy, why did they go to that doctor's office anyway?
I wish the hell I knew. I haven't spoken to Eden in days.
Wish I had spoken to her since the honeymoon. And my God, she's walking. All of this has happened, and I haven't been able to see it. It's maddening.
Tell me about it. We just have to hold on as best we could.
It gets to you, though, Daddy. I took one look at the paper this morning. I wanted just to scream. And how did Mama take it when she found out?
Upset, of course. One thing after another, she's bound to be upset. You want to have some breakfast?
No, thank you. Daddy, where is she?
She had to go out.
Is it something important?
Had a meeting with Mrs. Watkins.
Who's that?
No one you know.
Why do I get, I don't know, you make it sound like it's a little sinister or something. Who's Mrs. Watkins?
The woman makes travel arrangements. Your mother has decided to leave, Kelly. She's going away today.
Look, I have nothing to say to you two, so just leave me alone, all right?
Just a few moments of your time.
I know damn well what you want.
You think I killed my own daughter, didn't you?
You're free to convince us that you didn't. We're not looking to force any issues here. We just want the truth.
I told you everything I know about Elena's death.
Oh, well, then tell us about Dr. Schatz.
Dr. Schatz.
He was killed last night. Did you hear about it?
Yeah, I heard about it. That doesn't mean I have anything to say about it.
Eden Capwell says she saw you in his office.
Yes, because he is my colleague and we were doing business. See, I happen to practice psychiatric work, as you well know.
Did you also know that Elena was a patient of his? Did you know that?
Now, what I do know is what I want two of you out of here right now.
Just one more thing. Can you tell us where you were last night between 6 and 8?
No, I can't, because you're not the police. You come in here demanding and implying. I don't have to say anything to you. I don't have to answer anything.
Excuse me, sir. Were you able to find anything else?
Well, you're lucky I found that. People come in here with some obscure scribble, you expect me to solve it for you. 1, 2, 3. I don't have all day to go digging in the archives for riddles, you know.
Well, we understand, and we really appreciate your help. It's just that we're under so much pressure, you know.
Sure you are. You got your term paper, do you? You should have been working on 4 months ago. And now you're in a panic, and you want old Clyde to line up all your references. Well, it's time you young people learn to do your own research. You want any more books, you find them yourself.
Now we've got to do all this on our own.
Yeah, but at least we came up with something, you know. According to this book, I had it here. This symbol was used by an ancient Japanese samurai.
Yeah, and
cult.
we know that they're really fierce, but so what?
Well, yeah, so what indeed? I don't know how somebody that's involved with this would be connected with Elena or her psychiatrist.
Okay, these are all ready for filming. And today's paper is on top, as usual.
I know. You don't have to tell me every time. What? You see that? A couple of folks right over there. We're just talking about this very thing.
What a coincidence. Well, look, I'm late. I'll see you.
Murder? Hello. I'd like to speak to the district attorney. No, I have some information on those fugitives he's looking for. Of course, I know what I'm talking about. They're right here with me now.
Mother, is there anything I can do to change your mind? No. It's a silly question. I can't do anything. That's all up to Daddy.
We see, honey, I've tried my best to think of a way to distance myself from this situation with your father without deserting the family.
Mama, you're not deserting us. We know that.
Well, I have been in touch with Kane, and he'll contact Idен if she needs me or if anything happens while I'm gone.
I know. You know, I mean, what are we doing for her except waiting? We're just waiting, and you wouldn't be helping by just doing that. So, if you need to go, you should go.
How do you understand so much?
Because I know you. And I know that you're doing this to preserve something, and I know that it takes drastic measures sometimes.
Kelly, it's just... I've lost perspective. Every time he comes near me, all I feel is hurt. I can't even hear him anymore. I think if I could just, get alone, maybe I could start to somehow be objective again.
I know it, Mama. She's going to be here when you get back. That is not going to change.
Yes, I know. So maybe even if I'm away, I can figure out some way to deal with Pamela. Look, I have got to tell you, I can't blame all of this on her, even though I'd like to.
Who else is to blame? Mommy, you and Daddy were fine before she came to town. And I'll tell you, there is something about her, I don't know what it is. She manages to pit people against each other without even trying. And the only other person who did that in our life was Gina.
I know that, but you know what? It's even worse because Gina was alone. This time, Pamela has Jeffrey, and she has Mason, and she has their love and their loyalty. So I don't have to tell you it's a lot more complicated.
I know it is.
I am not going to give her the satisfaction. What she wants to do is tear this family apart, starting with your father and me. And I'm going to do everything I can to stop that. That's why I have to be by myself for a while.
You're doing the right thing, Mom. You are?
I hope so, Angel. I hope so.
Thanks. We really appreciate this, Mrs. Conrad.
Yeah.
As you know, we are still trying to exonerate Cruz Castillo.
Yes, I know, but I don't know what I can do to be of any help.
Well, it's pretty simple. You're good friends with Dr. Alex Nicholas, right?
Yes, I am.
We just got done questioning Dr. Nicholas about the most recent incident to involve Cruz Castillo. There was another murder last night. A psychiatrist named Dr. Schatz was killed in his office. Now Cruz is being sought for this, too. Now, do you know anything about it?
Well, no, I did glance at the papers briefly, but I don't see why questioning Alex would have anything that could possibly have any bearing on it.
Did you know that your daughter Elena was in treatment with Dr. Schatz? Did you know that?
No, I certainly did not.
Alex Nicholas visited Dr. Schatz 2 days ago. Now, when we questioned him about his relationship with this man, he got very upset and wouldn't speak with us.
I wonder why.
Well, so do we. Actually, that's why we're here. We're trying to figure out where Dr. Niff was last night. We're hoping maybe you could help us in that department.
Do you have any idea where he might have spent the evening?
Yes. He was here with me.
For how long?
The entire evening, the entire night. In fact, he left early this morning. I assume that's why Alex was reluctant to tell you about it. He's still rather the old-fashioned gentleman. He feels an obligation to protect a woman's good name.
I see. So he was here with you the whole evening?
Yes.
And then he spent the night?
That's right.
Oh, well, okay. Thanks for your cooperation.
Not at all.
Yeah, you've been a very big help, ma'am.
Thank you. Please let me know if I can be of any more help again.
We will. Thank you.
It's about time to split.
Are you sure? I mean, if we keep at it, I'm sure we'll find something.
Yeah, no, we shouldn't be out in public this long. It increases the chances of somebody spotting us.
Yeah, but there's hardly anybody here.
Well, it only takes one person, you know? So I think we better cut out. Come on.
Okay.
Well, you two find what you were looking for already? That was fast work.
Actually, we didn't have much luck.
Well, stick around. Stick around. I just ran across something a minute ago that might be of some use to you. I was just about to come and get you.
Oh, no, really, that's okay. We don't want to put you to any trouble.
Oh, no trouble. It'll just take me a minute to go back to the stacks and dig it out. You wait right here. I'll be back in a jiffy.
Does this really have to be?
You know it does.
Are we gone too long? I'm sorry, you know you can't put a time limit on this kind of thing.
I'll write you when I can. Sometimes it's easier to put things on paper.
I'll wait for the paper.
I called Ted. I couldn't get a hold of Mason.
I'll tell Ted. I'll try anyway.
Thank you. The car's waiting. Goodbye.
Sophia. God, you're not even gone, and I'm already lost without you.
Well, you work in a library, so I assume you have some rudimentary brain function. Tell me, how was it that you let these people get away?
Well, they were right here, Mr. Timmons. Right here. Just a minute ago, a few seconds, I went out to get something in the stacks, and when I came back, they were gone.
Well, of course they were gone. The man is a criminal. He escaped. What do you expect him to do? Stand around here and wait for you to go through the bloody stacks?
Well, I was getting something for them. A book that they were very anxious to read.
I don't want to hear these excuses. Wait, let's get down to descriptions. Okay. You understand this?
Oh, yeah.
What about the man?
Well, he looked like the picture in the paper. Dark hair and eyes and a strong nose but he was wearing glasses, horn-rimmed glasses, and He had on a tweed coat with patches on the sleeves and a cap, a leather cap, I believe.
A leather cap?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I wish I could have seen you.
Well,
Matt, what about the girl?
Well, you'd hardly notice her. She was kind of mousy.
Mousy?
Well, she was buried under all those floppy clothes and a hat. You know what she looked like? The girl in that Woody Allen movie. You know the one.
Do I look like Rex Reed? What was the movie?
Annie Hall. That's it. She looked like that Annie woman. Now they both came in here and they asked about this.
What did they want?
Well, they wanted the derivation, so that they could make out what the symbol means. It seemed very important to them. Say, I need that paper. Sir, it's for my files. Sir?
You only make matters worse by refusing to see those two men. The first thing they did was come straight to me.
Kane and Perl.
Yes. I wanted to know where you were last night. I said you were with me. All night.
Thank you.
Mind you, I can't be sure. I did fall asleep a great deal of the time. You could have gone somewhere without my knowing.
Oh, my God. Are you accusing me, too?
No, Alex. I'm just telling you, I don't know what to think. One minute you're suspicious, then you're secretive, then you're trying to close yourself away from the world. What is it? What is gnawing away at your insides? What?
I loved you. I loved you most of my life, and I felt that I never deserved you. But I was wrong. Now I know. You were the one who wasn't worthy, Pamela, because you don't know how to stand by someone. Slightest little thing, and you run off with all of those people that are joining forces to hunt me down like some kind of an animal. To hell with you, Pamela. To hell with you.
Believe me, I was anything but rough on the guy. Bro, was I rough on the guy?
Hey, you know, we're talking kid gloves, man.
We weren't in there more than 2 minutes before he's shoving us towards the door, screaming that he didn't want to talk about Elena.
Yeah, so then I said, okay, let's talk about certain dead shrink, right? Then he really freaked out.
He wouldn't say nothing. He wouldn't say nothing. He wouldn't even tell us what he was doing the night before.
What, no alibi?
No, he just stonewalled. He said, you guys aren't cops, so I'm not going to talk.
Well, you know what, Pearl? He's right. You're not cops.
Excuse me. Whose side are you on?
Excuse me, I'm not so anxious to save my own skin, I'm gonna jump on the first guy going by.
Now, wait a second. You've got to admit that he's not exactly acting like an innocent man.
Look, if he's killing all these
What the hell does this mean, then? I don't see Alex Nicholas mixed up in some obscure samurai cult. I'm sorry. Samurai cult? Where did you find out about that?
Well, at the Archives University.
Oh, come on. Oh! Did you try by disguises? Did they work?
Yes, we certainly did. They were great, Pearl.
Yeah, you didn't look pretty good as Annie Hall, let me say.
I think she looks pretty good this way, right here, right now. I mean, I gotta admit, I'm very, very impressed the way you're kicking up your heels in the sand this way. I didn't believe it when I heard about it. But now that I see it, I mean, this is the first time I've seen you since you just had Rolling Throne of you. I said, you look terrific. She really does, you know?
Well, thanks, Pearl. Feels pretty good, too.
Yeah, well, before we get lost in the Hearts and Flowers routine, though, I guess we got a murder mystery to solve, right? So, where were we?
Well, we were trying to figure out how this samurai symbol works in. Yeah.
Well, maybe Nicholas is into ancient Japanese culture, history, artifacts. I don't know. People get into strange hobbies.
I just don't see it, Kane.
Well, what do you want? Do you want us to drop it all together? Do you want us to just leave him alone?
No. I mean, you don't want that, do you?
Look, I'm obviously the minority here. Maybe we should put this to a vote.
Okay, I say, we lay a trap for him. And if you all agree with me, I'm willing to, put some thought into it, try and figure out a way. Go for it.
Well, now, wait a second. I think this should be a fair vote. Do we go for Nicholas, or do we try to find out more information about the samurai cult? That's our choice, right?
I'll go along with whatever the group decides.
Okay, all in favor of laying a trap, trying to draw him out? Raise your hands.
Well, it looks like we're gonna do things your way, Kane. I sure hope to hell you got the right name.
Авторы сценария Бриджит Добсон, Джером Добсон. Режиссер Джон Седвик. Роли озвучивали актеры Александра Кожевникова, Татьяна Иванова, Галина Чигинская, Елена Ставрогина, Борис Тетерин, Валерий Захарьев, Олег Куликович и Станислав Концевич. Над фильмом работали Марина Андошская, Маша Орлова, Владимир Кирьянов и Алексей Чумаков. Телесериал «Санта-Барбара» подготовлен к показу российской государственной компании «Русское видео».